Welcome to ES&D. Through this training video, we will provide you with the information you need to properly wash a FedEx vehicle and help you understand the steps and procedures used to deliver consistent quality truck washing service to FedEx. Before we begin, let's take a moment to explain the three types of FedEx trucks: the PUDs, which are the delivery trucks; the transports, which are the CTVs or straight trucks; and STVs, which are the semis. Depending on your facility, you may have one or more of these truck types to wash. All PUDs are washed 2 times a week on non-consecutive days. Every truck in this classification should have one wash by Wednesday. All CTVs and all STVs are to be washed once a week. Proper completion of the daily routine can be broken down into 4 steps. Step 1, preparation. Step 2, the wash. Step 3, cleanup. And Step 4, communication. In this video, we will break down each of these steps and show you in detail how to properly wash a FedEx vehicle. Now, let's take a closer look at these steps. The first step is preparation. It's the key to performing your job to the customer's satisfaction, and FedEx is our only customer. After clocking in, make sure you're wearing the proper uniform. It consists of the ES&D uniform vest, jeans or slacks that are neat and clean in appearance, and your identification badge. No jewelry should be worn while working. Due to FedEx safety regulations, we are required to wear our identity badge and uniform at all times while working. If your badge or vest gets lost or damaged, please contact the office immediately. Next, prepare the work area. Look for things that could get damaged during the washing process, like computers, electronics, and packages. If there are packages in the area, ask a FedEx employee if the packages can be moved. Next, cover all motorized conveyor belts and exposed equipment with tarps before washing. And finally, prepare the wash equipment, making sure that it's in good working order. Step 2 is the vehicle wash. There are 4 steps in the washing process: wet down, brushing, rinse, inspection. Quickly wet down 2 sides of the unit. Very little time is needed in this process, and the unit doesn't need to be saturated. Always direct your stream of water away from any packages or equipment. This generally means starting from the back of the truck and working toward the front. Next, begin brushing where you began your wet down. When brushing side panels, divide the top and the bottom into 2 sections. On the lower half panel, brush in 2-foot sections using horizontal strokes from top to bottom. Then, wash the upper half using vertical strokes. When washing the fronts of trucks, wash specific areas at a time. Here's an example. Wash the area above the windshield, then the windshield itself, then the hood, and so forth, working your way down. When washing the backs or door areas, always frame off the doors by running the brush along the outside edges, ensuring that the brush is firmly pushed down into the corners of the frame. When you're washing raised or lowered areas, push the brush firmly to ensure it cleans all parts of the area. As you work your way around the vehicle, be sure that all the mirrors and windows are washed using a brush. These are the areas of safety concern and are the first thing a driver sees when they sit behind the wheel. When you develop a pattern and wash each truck in the same consistent manner, it will help ensure that trouble areas do not get overlooked. Wash all the wheels. To do this, use a wash mitt in a circular motion, wiping out the inside of the wheel. The FedEx mechanics will not pass a wash inspection if a truck has dirty wheels. Also, use the wash mitt to get areas that the brush will not fit into, such as between the truck body and the bumpers, and around the door handle areas. When rinsing, always spray a horizontal line of clean water across the top of the area first, then continue to rinse the entire area, working your way down at a 45-degree angle, using a clean line of water to rinse and push the soap away and off the surface of the vehicle. Thoroughly rinse the mirrors and windows to prevent a soap film from forming. The unit must be rinsed before it dries, or it will have to be washed again. A unit normally appears to be clean when it's wet. If it has not been rinsed or brushed properly, It will show after it dries, which means you will have to rewash the truck, so don't compromise on proper brushing and rinsing. There are two areas of seasonal concern. Both require equal amounts of additional time. Insect removal during warmer weather means more time and attention spent on specific areas of the vehicle. These areas will be washed twice and allowed to soak for proper insect removal. During the winter months, the vehicles may be dirtier, so more time and attention will be spent brushing the overall vehicle. Inspection is very important to make sure that the trouble areas haven't been missed by the brush. Finally, always inspect your work by doing a walkthrough after the work is completed. Remember to report any damage to the vehicle. While all FedEx employees are our customers, vehicle maintenance is responsible for hiring us and overseeing our work. Remember, mechanics do not consider the unit clean if the wheels are not washed, there is a soap film left on the unit, or there are any insects left on the vehicle after the wash. The third step is cleanup. It's critical that our work area be kept neat and clean. Return all equipment to the equipment storage area, neatly rolling up the hoses and refolding all the tarps. Empty and return your wash buckets to their proper locations, and be sure to use the squeegee to get rid of any water that might be a potential safety hazard. The fourth step is communication, and it's the most critical step. The key tools used in communication are the detail sheet, the telephone, the fax machine, and the time clock. Now, let's take some time to go over the paperwork so you have a clear understanding of what's involved. First of all, the detail sheet has two sides. On side one is your time card information. It is essential that you remember to clock in when you begin your shift and to clock out when you're finished. After you clock out, figure your hours for the day and write the totals into the space provided on both the front and the back of your detail sheet. Total your hours worked at the end of each week and write it in the space provided. Be sure to date both sides of your detail sheet using Friday's date of the current week. If the dates are missing, it will delay your paycheck. Side 2 of the detail sheet is used to record your daily work activity. It contains a complete list of all the trucks by number stationed at your location. The truck numbers can be found in the front of each side door and above the rear door. It is necessary to accurately record the number of each of the units washed on the day the work was completed. Your supervisor will share with you the total number of units you will need to wash on a daily basis. On side 2, down near the bottom, you will find a box that says Units Washed. Each night total the number of units washed and record it here. Remember to keep the PUDs separate from the transports. The transports are the CTVs or straight trucks and STVs or semis and are only washed one time a week. Never wash the same truck on back-to-back nights unless authorized to do so by a FedEx manager. Each PUD should receive 2 washes per week, so by Wednesday of each week, every PUD at your facility should have received 1 wash. At the end of each week, your daily total should be added together, giving you a total number of units washed for the week. ES&D and FedEx managers will inspect your detail sheets the following morning and compare it to your completed work. At the top of the detail sheet, you will find a place for a FedEx signature. This is required for us to submit for payment to FedEx and is required before we can submit payment to you. So it's very important for you to get a signature from a FedEx employee every Friday before you fax your paperwork in. At the end of each day, you will need to phone the 800 number at the top of your detail sheet before leaving the FedEx facility, reporting in with your name, the location you're at, the number of units washed, the hours you worked, and a list of any supplies that you need. At the end of each week, you will need to phone your total hours worked and total number of units washed. Immediately following your phone in at the end of the week, you will need to fax both sides of your detail sheet. The phone call is to ensure accuracy of the units washed. It's also used to confirm billing information and hours worked for payroll in case we can't read the fax. A signed detail sheet must be faxed to our office no later than 9 a.m. Monday morning. Paychecks cannot be processed without this. 4 steps. Wear your ES&D uniform vest and badge. Cover all motorized conveyor belts and exposed equipment. And prepare the wash equipment. Properly wet down the vehicle. Brush the vehicle, paying attention to the wheels and door frames. Rinse using a clean line of water, making sure you prevent a soap film from forming. Look for areas that may have been missed and check the vehicle for any new damage. Properly and neatly store all equipment in the equipment storage area and remove any standing water that could be a potential hazard. Finally, filling out the detail sheets accurately, phoning and faxing in all of the information, and using the time clock to punch in and out. Communication is the key factor to any successful relationship. If we work to the best of our ability as a team and do so with a spirit of excellence, we can be assured of delivering quality service to FedEx and do it with integrity.